What's going on, YouTube family? This is your man Pristine, back with another video. Welcome to the full Pristine review for the LG V60 ThinQ 5G. Let's dive right into this thing. Now, just a quick reminder, price and some of the specifications, or most of the most important specifications that this phone is housing. The price, you can get this phone for $799 right now without the dual screen case. With the dual screen case that's going to cost you an extra $100, and you can get it for $899. All right. There may be some carrier deals that may go on that you may be able to get this phone for cheaper prices, little promotions and things that have you, because this phone is featured at every single carrier. But if you're looking to pay full price for the device, those are the two price points that you'll be able to get it at, unless, you know, certain retailers that are carrying this phone are running some type of sale of some kind. Now, this phone does have the new Snapdragon 865 processor. We've got 8 gigs of RAM on board. We've got 128 gigs of storage. Octa-core CPU, Adreno 650, you know, all of the top tier 2020 specifications that we are going to find in most of the flagship devices in this particular year. And so the phone is definitely a beast in that particular regard. The build quality, we've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front. We've got Corning Gorilla Glass 6 on the rear. And we've got an aluminum frame with the nice chamfered edges, people. Got those good old chamfered edges. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that said, I mean, you are going to get top-notch performance out of the LG V60 ThinQ. Now, I know that, you know, some people, you know, when you think of a 2020 flagship, you know, there's more things that are being implemented, like the implementation of higher refresh rates, whether it be 90 or 120 hertz. Unfortunately, you're not going to find that here on the LG V60. Now, to some people, that may not be a big deal. To tech snobs like myself and others, well, it's not really a big deal to me. But when you hold it up to your if you have the ability, or if you have, you know, an S20, this is the S20 Ultra, but you will notice, like, scrolling and everything, just how smooth that is, right? And just everything. And then the V60, you could see, although, you know, it too is responsive to the touch, it's just not as smooth. And so me being extremely meticulous as I am, like, I can really pick up on little details like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's just an added feature that the Samsung has over the LG. You know, it's not really a big deal. It's a matter of preference. I think for your average consumer, the average consumer probably doesn't care about such thing, and just the ability to be able to navigate in a very fast manner from one page to the next, or whether it be getting into your Google Now feed and just being able to, you see the swiping speeds that I'm doing right now with absolutely no choppiness at all whatsoever. You know, the 90 and 120 hertz refresh rate displays, I mean, it adds a bit more fluidity with navigating the device. But as you can see here, I mean, clearly, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the V60's ability to navigate and scroll from side to side when you're trying to find different applications that you're trying to get into. Definitely when you are in the process of navigating your device and going in and out of applications. I mean, as you can see, I mean, Spotify has to be one of the most content-heavy applications that I've got on my device. And you see how quickly it just went into that, along with Apple Music. You see how quickly it just popped into that. Same thing with SoundCloud. You know, it takes a little bit of a second to load, but then it just pops right into that. If I want to go shopping at Best Buy, you see, it takes a quick second to load up. A lot of content there. Pardon me, it just gets right into things. You know, if I want to get my word on, take a look at the verse of the day, you know, a lot of content there as well. You know, but you saw, I mean, just loading up just the entire Bible, whether it be the Old Testament or the New Testament, the King James Version, all that, man. You know what I'm saying? It just took seconds just to upload all that material. You know what I mean? And so, as you can see, swipe up and hold, this is going to get us to all of our open applications. And if I want to pop back into Spotify, there it is right there. If I want to pop back in to the Bible app, there it is right there. If I want to go back into Apple Music, there it is right there. So you see everything is held in the RAM, which stands for random access memory, extremely well. And you can do a lot of multitasking on this device without any slowdown at all whatsoever. So performance on the LG V60 is definitely a go, especially when you compare it to the likes of the S20 Ultra, which is a device that costs $1,400. Like I said, I mean, this by itself, the phone, it costs $799, so $800 to get you an LG V60 without the dual screen case, and then $899, $900 for the dual screen case. And so the V60 is definitely a better value, and you're going to get very similar performance when stacked up against phones like the OnePlus 8 Pro or the OnePlus 8, the Galaxy S20 and the S20 Plus or the Ultra here, and other devices of its caliber. So performance is definitely on beast mode status. All right, now the cameras. The cameras on the LG V60, in my personal opinion, are some of the best sets of cameras that's been released on a flagship device in 2020. There is a dedicated camera review. I will drop the link down below in the description box for that. If you have not checked it out, be sure to check that out and get a glimpse of what this camera is capable of. I know that a lot of people rant and rave over the iPhone camera, and rightfully so. It's a really good camera. But aside from picture quality, I'm speaking to the ones that like to record video. Like I know that was like one of the main selling points on how improved the iPhone 11 Pro and the Pro Max is, and the video recording capability is just bar none one of the best. And I think that LG has a strong case with this V60 to say that they are either right there neck and neck with the recording capabilities of the iPhone, if not surpassing it by a small margin, because of the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that the V for the LG V series, the V stands for video. So this phone is directly geared towards video. You know what I mean? And so, with that said, I mean, you've got optical and electronic image stabilization that works simultaneously to make sure that you get the most shake-free videos possible. You've got all kind of bells and whistles and features built into this camera system that you may not find in other cameras on other devices, because of the fact that this phone is so geared and dedicated towards video. You know what I mean? LG, they give you all kinds of different tools and options and things to manually control to give you the best experience possible when it comes to video recording on a mobile device. And so, if you're the type of person where you've got a YouTube channel and you just want to run it solely from a mobile device, the V60 is the one here. Okay, so get down in the description, check out the camera review for this device, and get down in the comments and let me know what you think about it, all right? But to me, personally, I mean, the cameras are great. There hasn't been not one photo that I've taken where I was like, the image quality, the picture quality is kind of shoddy or shaky or just inaccurate. I mean, again, I'm no expert. All I can go off of is what my eyes see. Of course, I may not know all the camera and video recording verbiage and lingo. But I'm like, hey, all I can do is express, what my eyes are seeing. But in that video, you guys can be the judge and let me know what you think about the overall camera performance and the video performance from the LG V60. All right, video's not that long. It's maybe 10 or 11 minutes at the most, if I remember correctly. So it's not going to take too much of your time. All right, now battery life. The battery life, this is definitely one of the battery life champions on a flagship device here in 2020. It's got a big 5,000 milliamp hour battery. You're not going to kill this battery off no time soon, no matter what you're doing. The phone has the ability to sustain and sustain and sustain. It's got that staying power. You see what I'm saying? It's got that Barry White. I got staying power. You know what I'm saying? Now, that wasn't a good impersonation of Barry White, you know what I'm saying? Because he got that deep, real deep voice, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But, you guys get what I'm saying. The phone has staying power. You are not going to have a problem at all getting through a full day with this battery at all whatsoever, no matter what you're doing, whether you're streaming music, streaming movies, heavy gaming, you know what I mean? You are not going to kill this battery off. I can very easily get through 2 days on a single charge with this phone. And because of the fact that I'm a light to moderate user when it comes to how I use my devices, I can get, 3 days without charging this bad boy. Easily. So, of course, however you decide to use your device, battery life is going to differ. But I'm just saying, for me and how I use my phone, I can very easily pull down at least 2.5 days, if not close to 3, or a little bit more than 3 days just off of a single charge with how I use my device. Okay. Like I said, that's going to differ because some people go a lot harder on their devices than I do. I talk on the phone a little bit, mostly text message, every now and then I'll peep a video on YouTube. Most of the time when I'm watching that type of content, I'm at home, I got my computer right here. I got my iPad Pro, I got other things rather than just being on my phone, just, relying solely on my phone just to be able to have access to all this different content. But, for some people that may not have all those things, or they're out more so and they're in situations where they have to use your phone more, then yeah, you may, run through your battery a little bit faster. But because of the fact that it's got such a big cell, you're going to have some serious battery sustainability with this device. And on top of that, the Type-C charging port and the brick that comes with the phone, you're going to be able to charge up at 50% in a half hour. So, even if you start to run low, you can juice up real quick and get some serious battery re-upness, if you will. I know that's not a word, but if you want to replenish your battery in a very fast manner, you would definitely have the ability to do that here on the LG V60. All right. Now, additional features, things that I like versus things that I'm not really too fond of. There aren't really too many things that I dislike about this phone. I'm a huge fan of the construction of the device and just how the phone looks. Just, let me get it out of this case here real quick. Because to me, the build quality on this phone is just absolutely gorgeous. I was under the impression before I got this phone that the white one, it's like a pearl white, was going to be the best option. And I got this from T-Mobile. And at the time, the only one they had available was this navy blue. And I was just like, I wasn't really feeling the color scheme too much. But then once I got it home and got it out of the box, and then, ladies and gentlemen, you just see that beautiful navy blue with those gold chamfered edges, that gold aluminum frame. I love the fact that the phone, as far as the construction, the phone is just flat at the top, rounded around the corners. So it makes it very easy to hold. Now, this is a big phone. Because this display is 6.8 inches. You know what I mean? So it's a big phone. And if you've got small hands, I can understand how this could be very cumbersome for some. But the color scheme, just that blue and that gold is just dope to me, man. The gold trim around the camera. That is thing of beauty, ladies and gentlemen. Now, again, some of the things that I like the most about this phone, of course, always on display. That's always a welcome feature. Just being able to check certain things without even having to lift a finger on your phone, that I welcome that. Okay. I love the fact that LG, the double tap, okay, the double tap to wake the device, double tap to sleep the device. A lot of devices give you the option to double tap it to wake it up, but then you still have to reach around and hit the power button to put it to sleep. Well, that's not the case with LG phones, okay? The under the display fingerprint sensor, it's nice and fast, and it's convenient. It's easy to use. It works 100% of the time. It's not a problem at all whatsoever. I do wish that they had Face ID on this phone. They do not. I also like the fact that LG, we live in a day and age now where when it comes to like smartphone or flagships, and even like some of the mid-rangers, we're seeing a lot more like 4K displays or OLED or AMOLED displays. And LG decided, we're not going to go that route. We're just going to hit them with a POLED 1080p display. And for those of you that question whether or not an AMOLED display is needed on a flagship, well, this is proof that you don't need that, because the screen on this phone, even though it's 1080p, is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, ladies and gentlemen. And even next to, one of the screen champions, as far as, Samsung, they make some of the most beautifulest. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take y'all back to Keith Murray back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He had this cut called one of the, the most beautifulest thing. You know what I'm saying? Samsung, as we know, makes some of the most beautifulest displays on planet Earth. But can you really tell a difference with these phones side by side? I mean, I got both of these phones set to, well, this is a 1080p display, so you can't adjust the resolution. On my S20 Ultra here, the resolution has scaled down to 1080p because when it's on full resolution at 4K, you're not able to run that high 120 hertz refresh rate. And I'm not really a big fan of that. So, but I mean, I always keep it down for the sake of saving battery. I put this down to 1080p anyway, just because I think it looks gorgeous on 1080p. I don't need it up at a screen resolution higher than that. And so, case in point, I see the real reason why LG decided that it wasn't necessary to give us a screen resolution higher than a 1080p. This is a beautiful POLED panel that tops out at 1080p, and I am totally fine with that. And I think that the average consumer will be as well. You see what I'm saying? So just the beautiful hardware, the screen, even though it's 1080p. Okay, the double tap, the fingerprint sensor. I love the fact that the phone has got the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack with that hi-fi quad DAC that's still available, and you're not going to be able to customize your sound if you're plugged in no better on any device than what this 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC is giving you through this 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. Okay, I love the fact that LG continues to implement that on their flagship devices, because they're not leaving the people who still like to plug in high and dry and out in the cold. You know what I mean? That's a major feature. And if you're a music file like I am, and I know a lot of you are, and you're concerned about how you want to be able to listen to your music and being able to customize the sound of your music, the hi-fi quad DAC in this 3.5 millimeter jack, #bars, it gives you some serious, and I mean serious capabilities to adjust the sound quality how you want it. You know what I mean? And so another thing that I'm a huge fan on is the implementation of dual stereo speakers. You know, I'm happy to see that LG finally joined the club when it comes to dual stereo speakers. Now, I know I've said in previous videos that it's not really a big deal to me because I don't bump music on my device like that. But for those of you that do, you're going to get a much richer sound, as opposed to on previous LG flagship devices. They just had that bottom firing only boombox speaker, and it sounded good as well. But it was one of those things where the sound was bottom firing, and then if you sat the device on like a hollow box or something like that, then the sound will be amplified. And I've tested it and it worked. But I mean, just the implementation of a speaker being in the earpiece and at the bottom, and mainly the speaker in the earpiece just controlling the highs and the mids, and then more of the bass and the more richer in some of the other tones coming out of the bottom. It just sounds for a much cleaner, richer experience. And so I love that LG finally implemented dual stereo speakers. Okay. And so, yeah, you know, a lot to like about this phone. Again, I could argue, you know what I mean? I think I can argue that, and some of you may agree with me, but some of you may not. But in my opinion, I think where we sit right now on, what's today? Today is, hold up. I'm not even aware of the date. Today is April 26th. It's 12:31 in the afternoon. I could argue that LG with this device here, with the V60, has become the flagship killer. You know what I mean? Because OnePlus, they once had that title, but now they're up in the, you know, $799, $899, $999, $1,000 price tag. Right now, the OnePlus is just another flagship option. They can no longer hold the flagship killer to their name because they're now charging the same prices as a lot of these other companies that are selling their flagships for. You know, those days of getting a nice device with all the flagship features, functions, and specifications at like a $400 or $500 or $600 price tag from OnePlus at least, those days are over. You know what I mean? Now, kudos to them for making a really dope flagship device with the OnePlus 8 Pro, and stay tuned for that because I'm going to be unboxing that pretty soon, along with this iPhone SE second generation. But yeah, man, you know, OnePlus is just another option. And I think that, you know, if you want to get the OnePlus 8, which is at $699, you still don't have the capabilities on the OnePlus 8 that you do on the OnePlus 8 Pro, with the, what am I talking about? I mean, like wireless charging, a couple of other features and functions. The OnePlus 8 has a little bit of a downgraded camera, you know what I mean? But for $200 more, you can step up to the Pro and you've got all the things. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the LG V60 here at $799 has all the things. It's got the dual stereo speakers. It's got the nice cameras with no compromises. It's got wireless charging, and you don't need your own proprietary wireless charger in order for it to work, as opposed to OnePlus. In order for you to be able to take advantage of that higher wireless charging speed, you have to get the OnePlus wireless charger. That's hogwash, man. I got 2 wireless chargers. I don't feel the need to go and buy another one just so I can fast charge my device. No, I want to use the wireless chargers that I've got. The LG V60 gives you that option. So, ladies and gentlemen, I argue right now that, man, the LG V60 is the flagship to get in 2020. It's the best bang for your buck, and it's going to do all the things that all the other flagships are doing just as good, if not a little better, at a lesser price. So that's where I sit with the LG V60, ladies and gentlemen. Through extensive usage and testing, since it's been out, I've had nothing but good experiences with the LG V60. Can I recommend this phone? Absolutely. The only thing that I don't like about this device is the dated look, right? Let me see here. Let me go to display and go to second screen. And as you can see, I've just got the top of the device here, just kind of cornered off. So there's the display. There's the display in its entirety right there. You know what I mean? A lot of time, I'm not bothered by the teardrop notch, but I feel like I've had enough devices that have kind of moved on from that look. I would have liked to have seen LG go more of a full screen look and maybe just have like a buttonhole somewhere in the camera, or maybe even just move to mechanical parts and just have a pop-up camera or something like that, so that we can take full advantage of the display without this little camera hump, pardon me, being right in the middle of the display. Is it that bothersome? Not really, but I do like the fact that LG does give you the option to cut that out if you want. And I think it also too makes really good use of the top of the phone, because at the top of the phone, your notification icons, you see they're just right there at the top, as opposed to if you hit it like that, they're still right there at the top, but then you still can see the little teardrop notch, as opposed to putting it on custom. The notch is hidden, but then it just looks like the phone has a bigger forehead. To some, that's not a problem. That's not an issue at all. But I mean, when you've held the S20, you know what I'm saying? Or, the OnePlus 7 Pro or other devices that are like completely full screen, bezel-less, and then and there's been several devices that you've already had in your hand that has that teardrop notch implementation. It's just, you want to see the company do something new, something fresh, not continue to repeat a same old look that we've seen time and time again on other devices. That really, ladies and gentlemen, is my only gripe about the V60. Just the overall look of the display is a bit dated. Okay, but aside from that, and if you can get past that, and I'm sure that most people would be able to. I mean, for crying out loud, this iPhone SE 2 is selling like doggone hotcakes. And you talk about a design that is dated. My goodness. But, I had to get it, because it's such a steal. $399, product red, that A13 Bionic for $400. Yeah. That was hard to pass up, so stay tuned, because I got the unboxing coming for that, and the OnePlus 8 Pro coming real soon. So, yeah, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I've done like this one. Definitely keep it locked here at Pristine Mobile Tech, because I've got so much more content to come. Be sure to hit that notifications bell so that every time my videos go live, you'll get notified. And you can be one of the first ones to check out the video. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the content that you saw. Hit me off with any questions, comments, or feedback. I don't claim to know it all, y'all. So I've learned so much just from interacting back and forth with All you ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, any of you that tune into my content, thank you. Much appreciation. Much love to all of my subscribers. I'm knocking on the door of 9,000 subs, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm like maybe 20 subs away. You know what I mean? So thank you so very much. The channel is moving at a much faster rate than I thought it was, as far as, you know, where I thought I would be right now. Not to say that I doubt myself, but I mean, it's a slow grind. It's a process. And I'm just saying, you know, my sub count is continuously going up at a rate that's much higher than I expected. So I say that to say thank you so very much for rocking with me. It pleases me to know that the content that I make is able to reach out and touch a lot of you. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, a lot of hatred and comments and racial slurs. That just comes along with the internet. I block away all that negativity and I just keep it focused on what the ultimate plan is, which is to help you guys make an informed decision on what your next smartphone purchase is going to be. Realize that my videos are more geared towards teaching experiences, which is why my videos are so lengthy at times. You know, a lot of my unboxing videos are over an hour just because I'm trying to give you guys every bit of detail possible to help teach you about a device and what it's capable of doing, so that if you commit to that device, then you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. There's only so much that you can do if you can walk into your local carrier store, your local Best Buy, and test the phone on a demo mode. There's only so much that you can do. You know what I mean? So I try to break down and scrutinize everything about these devices and show them to you so that, you know, you'll have a more broadened idea of what you're getting yourself into. That's what I do this for. If I only touch one person, I'm happy. You know what I mean? So again, I say that to say thank you so much for supporting me. Please continue to do so. I'm going to continue to do my thing, get my hands on these phones and do this thing right here. You see what I'm saying? So again, thank you for letting me bend your ear about my full pristine review, overall thoughts and processes, thought processes and opinions on the LG V60. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Please stay safe, get spiritually fit, and keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. My condolences to the people that have lost loved ones to this COVID-19. Please hang in there, be strong, trust in Christ. He'll see us all through these tough times in which we're living in. For the people that are sick with COVID-19, that are fighting for their lives, their health, I pray for you and your families. Those that had COVID-19 and got over it, I thank God for the fact that you got over it, and I hope you are too, because a lot of people aren't so fortunate. But now's the time, if you haven't established a relationship with Christ, to absolutely do so. Because if death were to creep around some unsuspecting corner, you want to be rest assured that your soul is going to rest with our Creator. Okay? I ain't trying to preach to you, man, but I just use my platform here to witness about the one that I serve, because I'm a living testimony. I ain't supposed to be where I am in life right now, and I'm extremely blessed. And I ain't nowhere near perfect. God is still working on me on a daily basis. But from where I come from, for what I've come from, man, I have no problem sharing my testimony about the God that brought me through. And if he brought me through, he'll bring you through as well. All right, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.